You're watching News Channel 7 Daybreak.
All right, good morning, everyone. Now, normally you guys see me on here doing the weather, but today I get the privilege of playing sports reporter, and I get to talk to the crew chief of one of my favorite teams, Chad Knaus from Team 48 over at Hendrick Motorsports. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Fantastic. It's a little bit early. I'm still on the West Coast time zone, so it's a bit early for me, but I'm adjusting okay.
All right. First off, I want to say congratulations on your guys' third in a row championship. I know that you, in fact, are the only crew chief that has won 3 championships in a row. And how does that feel?
It's a pretty fantastic feeling. You know, obviously we want to try to continue that streak and go for our 4th championship, but for this team to be able to have started just quite recently in 2002 and to come on and win 3 championships in a row is a fantastic accomplishment. You know, thanks to Cobalt Tools and Lowe's and everybody at Hendrick Motorsports have been able to pull it off, and you know, we're going to have to see if we can do it again this year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been watching all season long, and you know, it's been kind of a rough start to the season. You know, we had the rain delay, and Daytona kind of cut it short a little bit, and a little bit of a problem last week. What actually happened in Vegas last week?
Well, nothing really good. How's that? But you know, obviously the race started off very, very well for us. We took off and led a bunch of the race early on. I think we actually led the most laps, and unfortunately, as we were coming down pit road, a caution came out, and when that caution came out, that caught us a lap down to the leaders, and we had to try to battle back from that. We had to get pretty aggressive and try to make some things happen towards the end of the race to try to get back up towards the front. The car was very, very fast, and unfortunately Jimmie got up just a little bit high and lost it, and we crashed. So it wasn't quite the finish that we were looking for, but you know, we're really looking forward to this weekend in Atlanta. It's the Cobalt Tools 500. It's a great venue for us. We won a couple of races there, and a very, very, very special place for us.
Yeah, no, you guys have in fact actually won 3 races there in the past, and like you said, Cobalt Tools. Now you guys are actually running the Cobalt paint scheme this week, right? Oh, very awesome.
It's a beautiful paint job. Yeah, it's a very, very cool looking race car. It's black and silver. It looks very good. We always get a lot of compliments on that paint job, so we're very happy to take that to Atlanta and every place else that we take it. We actually had it in Fontana, and we had it in Las Vegas as well, so we're excited about it and looking forward to getting there.
Me too. It's one of my favorite paint schemes, actually. Now there's actually been some there's actually been some big changes this season. The one big one is the fact that there's no testing this year. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's something that we need to do. Obviously, we're in a competitive sport, and in order to have that, you have to have competitors. And with the way the economy is right now, it's in a bit of a downturn. We're all hoping, obviously, that it rebounds relatively soon. So NASCAR decided to eliminate testing for all intents and purposes at NASCAR-sanctioned tracks. The reason they did that is because it is quite expensive to go to the racetracks and test. You have to buy fuel, tires, transportation, hotel rooms, things of that nature. So they're trying to cut back on some of the expenses so we can have the competitors at the racetrack that we need. And actually, the showing that we've had at the racetrack here as of late has been pretty high. We've had, I think, about 50 to 55 cars at every race we've been to so far this year. So that's great for only 43 starting spots. So it's helped in that nature, but I think once the economy starts to turn around, testing in general will help the sport again and get that competition a little bit better.
Yeah. Now, you guys actually did a lot of testing last year. I believe it was 20 or more tests throughout last year. Do you think that's going to affect you guys this year, not being able to test?
Well, I think what it allowed us to do last year is, see, the situation we had is we went for the championship in 2007. We had that in our shop here between 2 cars with the 24 and the 48. So all of our efforts were focused on winning the championship out of this shop, where a lot of the other teams that we were racing against were able to focus into the 2008 season. We weren't able to do that because we were focused so hard on 2007, so we started the 2008 season a little bit behind. So with the testing the way it was, we were able to get out there, get caught up, and get our program where it needed to be towards the end of the season. Coming into this year, we feel like that we're a lot better off than where we were at the beginning of the 2008 season. So I don't think it's going to affect us quite as much, but our evolution and the way that we take our cars from one level to the next is probably going to be slowed just a little.
Now, you were talking a little bit earlier about the number of cars that enter the race. I know actually one of the coolest stories I heard out of Daytona, a lot of the people that got laid off in the off season are actually you know, parts of those teams. You know, Jeremy Mayfield's team and people from Tommy Baldwin Racing is pretty much all made up of those guys that have been laid off.
Yeah, and it's a neat to see those guys at the racetrack. I hated that Tommy Baldwin Racing didn't make the show last week. That was unfortunate for those guys. I'm a big fan of Tommy's, for him to have the courage to go out and step out and do that. And you know, it's going to fall back on him, and it's going to fall back on these guys that have come in to help him to make the Daytona 500, to make the race in Fontana. Once they do get that sponsor, once they do become a big major player in the sport, it's going to be good for all of those guys. And I know Tommy will take care of those guys as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, I got one last question for you. I'm actually a meteorologist on the show. Not actually a sports reporter, but the one question I've always wondered about, do you guys have a meteorologist on the team? Does NASCAR have that, or do you guys just gather your own information?
We have a lot of computers. So as things are happening, like you said, that we had the rain delay in Daytona,
right.
we definitely monitor AccuWeather. Obviously, the Weather Channel. There's I don't know who that was that yelled in the back.
No, that was our anchor.
We also, okay. And we also watch a lot of the other weather channels and weather sites and radar maps. So we try to pay attention to it, and we can be pretty accurate from time to time, just like how you guys can. I just need a green screen, it's where I can show everybody what's going on.
You guys need to work. I know you have your show on Speed Channel. You guys need to work something out. Maybe get you can tell them maybe I'm kind of interested in the future. Maybe I can come work for Speed Channel. Be Speed Channel weather girl.
Come on, bring it in. We'd love to have you. I could use you at the racetrack because we had a lot of rain last year, if you remember. So if you want to come down, come on down, because I'm not too far from you. If I make it back up to Rockford, maybe you can just hitch a ride back with me.
Okay, sounds good. Chad, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Good luck this week.
Thanks. Bye-bye.